Starting the demo of our project. This is our make file. We are compiling all the Java files here. Let us now see the peer info file. This is our peer info file. We have changed the port number here for the scope of this demo because other fellow students may also be using that port number and this may create some conflict. Now you can see here the peer number 1 and peer number 6 have the files. Rest of the peers do not have the file. Now moving on to config file, common config. Here the parameters are set according to the project description. Now seeing the log folder. It is empty as of now because no logs are generated. Now showing each and every folder that the file is not present. First we see the peer 1001. The file is present in peer 1001. The file is not present in peer 1002. File is not again present in 1003. Same with 1004, file is not present. Same with 1005. Here we can see peer 1006 has the file. Peer 1007 does not have the file again. Similar case with peer 1008, no file present. Similar case with peer 1009, no file is present. Now we will execute our make file. We are executing this from CISC server Thunder. Now we can see the Java files are compiled and all the class files will be created. Yeah, we can see here all the class files are created. Now we will run each peer manually on different terminals. As you can see, we have 9 terminals open for 9 different peers and we will be running each peer manually. Starting peer 1001. Now peer 1001 has started. Now starting peer 1002 and starting all other peers manually. As you can see, peer 1001 and 1002 have started and started communicating with each other even before the other peers have been started. The peers which are starting are starting communicating with each other before the other peers could start. Now all the execution is taking place and let us wait till the execution completes.
Now, as the execution is completed, we'll be looking into the console output, which is like the log messages, which is transmitted across each and every peer. So coming to 1001 peers console output, if you see here, initially a connection is established with the port and it tries to attempt a handshake message to peer 1002. So then after the handshake is been established, like handshake is been received from 1002, then it will be acknowledged and a TCP connection will be established. So after this, when a peer is connected to at least one other peer, the communication has happened prior to any other peers have been established, like started its communication. So after that, then there will be an exchange of bitfield message between peers like 1001, 1002, and it could be between 1001 and 1003 as well, as you see here. So after that, there will be there will be a transfer between two peers, that is an interested message. Suppose if a thousand three has sent a interested message to 1001. 1001 receives that interested message, and further I can show you, like if you see, this is the 1003, and if I open this one, so it basically passes the interested message to 1002 and 1001. So if you see here, see, so passing the interested message to 1001. So 1001 has received this interested message at the 1001 end. So after this, I'll be going through the unchoke and choke messages, which is happened for every p seconds. So if you see here, uh, it is 1001 is passing unchoke message and a choke message. This is a choke message that has been passed to 1005, and this is an unchoke message passed to 1000 remote peer of 1007. And here, if you see the 46 second, there was a choke message which is passed to 1003, and there is again one more choke which is at 51. So basically, after every 5 to 10 seconds, it depends on the seconds we have mentioned in the configuration file. It will be sending the choke and unchoke messages. After that, it has set an optimistically unchoked neighbor, like 1001 is set to 1001 sets a neighbor to 1004 along with the neighbors which are already preferred and set as preferred neighbors. So after this, I'll be going through the request messages. That is, if you see here, it is the 1001 is actually receiving the request message from 1007. That means 1007 is actually passing the request message. After this, I'll be talking about have message. That means if a particular peer has the particular file, then he'll be have particular piece of the file, then he'll be sending the have message to that peer. So suppose here, if you see, uh, it is basically sending the passing the have message to 1008, and it is also receiving the have message by 1005. So this is a send and receive of have message, and the next one is interested and not interested, and basically 1007 is passing an interested message to 1004, and it is also if you scroll down, see, it is passing a not interested message to 1002 because it is already having that particular file. So after that the transfer is completed, like every piece has been transferred. So we will be getting a transferring message, like transferring the piece number with to the peer ID, and it basically sends the request message. That means acknowledging the request message from to that particular ID. Then after all peers have been downloaded the file, then the peers will exit the system. Until then, peers will be in the system and they'll be communicating continuously. So after this, you after this, I'll be opening up what happens in here, and Kratika will be explaining you remaining details.
Okay, so that was a summarization of how the logging happened and how the communication will work. Now we see the log folder, and in log folder, we'll be able to see that all the logs have been generated. These are the same logs which we are displaying on the console, and they are registered here. Now we move on to peer folder, and we will see that in each peer folder, the file will be present now. As you remember, we saw 1002 peer did not have the file earlier, but now 1002 and 1003 have the file. This shows that the file transfer was successful and all the peers have the file now. So let us see all peers one by one. So this is peer 1007, which did not have the file earlier, but have the file now. Same is the case with peer 1008, and same is the case with peer 1009. All the peers have the file now. Now let us see the peer config file. Okay, before that, we are seeing the file which is being transferred. So this is the file. The file is the name of that file which is being transferred among the peers. And this is the file. So if this has been communicated to all the peers, and all the peers now have this file. Yeah, so you can see this is the file which is being transferred from all the peers. And every peer now has this file. Now we will see peer info config file. So if you remember initially, only the peer 1 and peer 1006 had the file, but as you can see, the variable has changed to 1, and in the new peer info config file, which is seeing at the screen right now, every peer has the file because the variable for all the peers have changed to 1. So this is the entire summary of our project demo. Thank you.